We're at Walters Brothers Harley-Davidson on Maxwell Road in Peoria. Not only a Harley-Davidson dealer, but a Harley-Davidson museum is right here. I'm alongside of a 1960, which is about my generation. And now we're going to talk to the owner of Walters Brothers Harley-Davidson himself. I'm here with a dear old friend, Wayne Weebler, who owns Walters Brothers Harley-Davidson. And Walters Brothers has been around for 90 years. And how many years have you been here, Wayne?
It'll be 60 in February of 11.
That is just amazing. So many people want to know, okay, was there a Walters Brothers someplace?
Yes, actually Bruce and Bob Walters started in Galesburg, Illinois, and that was in 21. And 31, Bruce came to Peoria.
Tell me the story of how you came to work here 60 years ago.
I was a little bit of an ornery child, and my brother went out and bought a motorcycle for me, and it was wrecked. And we tore it all apart and rebuilt it, made it like brand new, and it was. And he talked to what became my boss, Bruce Walters, and told him what we had done. And so I came in and applied for the job and started out at 37 cents an hour.
How has the business changed from when you started when you were 14?
There's just a lot of things that were totally different. Probably one of our most important ingredients was the enthusiast, of course, but also, we had a police department that rode motorcycles. My greatest challenge was in the middle of winter. They'd get cold and they'd come in to drink coffee, and they'd want an excuse to be there, so they'd have to have their chains adjusted. And here I am, I'm laying underneath this motorcycle and the water's running down on me all day long. And finally I told them, I said, you know, you guys really don't have to make an excuse. Just tell me that you want your chain adjusted, and I'll pretend like I'm going to do it because I know it doesn't need it. But you can go drink coffee.
How is it working with family?
I love it, especially with a manager like Joyce. I don't have to deal with them daily. They don't do that. I think they work actually harder at trying to please me than what some of the employees do sometimes.
I've been here 17 years.
And what are your main duties?
General manager.
And what does that entail for you?
It entails about anything that comes through the door, helping with all solutions of any problem.
We have a saying around here that there's disadvantages and there's advantages to being a Weebler. There are a lot of times that there are certain perks that go along with the job, but we also realize that as being family members that we are the people that are responsible for making sure that this business runs the way it should, and that the livelihoods of a lot of people depend on what we do in this business.
The main thing is you have some people that you can relate to, and they relate to motorcycling, and they've been involved in it. Billy and Brad both have raced. My son Scott and Steve both have raced. So they're enthusiastic motorcycle people.
Wayne gave me the opportunity to come to work for him at the Harley shop, which was a dream come true for a 15-year-old kid. But all I wanted to do was work on motorcycles. I wanted to work on motorcycles. He says, well, you could probably do the work on the motorcycles, but he says our customers wouldn't really like seeing a 15-year-old kid back there working on their motorcycles, although you could do it. But what he explained to me was that if you sell enough parts, then when you're old enough to be in the service department, you'll know that if you take something apart, that those parts have to be in there. And it was, you know, any other job I probably wouldn't have had that experience, but by having a relative that was my boss, it was his wisdom that started me in that area.
Everybody cares about the business they work in. If people aren't caring, you can tell it immediately when you walk into a store.
We try to treat the customers the same way that we'd like to be treated if we went into any other business, whether it's an automotive business or a grocery store or anything else. And it doesn't do you any good to try to sell motorcycles if you can't do the service on them correctly.
What is your business philosophy here at Walters Brothers?
Probably the greatest one you can have is surround yourself with good people. And sometimes that's family, and sometimes it's just people that you've met along the way. It's really been fun. Every day I come to work, I enjoy coming.